What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Ramblings in the Basement. It's your boy Theory.
This is Ego.
Ivancito.
Back on another episode. Today, it's going to be talking about ourselves. I feel like we haven't really properly introduced ourselves to the audience like that. So, that's really what we're going to talk about, I guess. Get to know each other. Well, I guess, let them get to know us. We already know each other.
Well, yeah, so you guys could get an idea of who we are.
Who we are and what's up. You know.
And I guess we're just gonna interview ourselves or interview each other, ask each other questions. So you questions you guys might have, or just questions that we might have.
If you guys were to pick a random state to live in, what state would you live in that's not here?
It's not here.
And don't pick one of the major cities either. Pick a random.
Well, we're picking states, not cities.
Yeah,
There you go.
It could be any state. Okay.
Yeah, any state.
I gotta think about it too because there's
any state that's not California, New York, or Texas.
Florida. Yeah. There's another main one too.
Florida's a good one.
Okay, Florida, but then I still want to maybe Washington.
Washington
State, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, Washington don't seem too bad.
Because there's a lot of landmarks there and it's next to the ocean.
Landmarks are nice, but I feel like that doesn't matter to you once you live there.
Oh, and I always do. When I'm in, I always appreciate nature, even if it's just right behind my yard.
Washington's beautiful.
I mean, do you visit all the landmarks here in Virginia?
I've gone to some, but not all.
That's what I'm saying. They don't matter like that. You don't. It doesn't matter to you when you live here like that. It's more for tourists. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Because you'll visit every once in a while.
I mean, you know what? I would agree with you, but then I've thought about some of the people that I've met.
It depends.
Just randomly, and there's some people that live in the areas they live in, and they love the fucking the culture where they are.
That's different. Of course, the culture, of course, that matters. Where you live in,
there's people in Leesburg that go to the town of Leesburg to do Leesburg things.
If I'm gonna be honest, the only reason why I haven't gone
the history museum of Leesburg, and
that is true.
Tell you all sorts of
everything about the landscape. Same thing as Bull Run. They have the little museum, not a museum, but they have some the battlefield. You can go to the battlefield and learn about the whole battlefield of Bull Run.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those are interesting, but there's landscapes and everything that are here in Virginia that I want to go to, but it's just it's the same distance of me going to North, Myrtle Beach. It's 6 hours away, 7 hours away.
What's a landscape in Virginia that you want to go to?
Well, there's National Bridge, I think it is. It's an actual natural bridge in Virginia. It's an actual two mountains together connected, and it has the little bridge looking part.
Oh.
There's one, the Devil's Bath. It's not a landmark, but it's a place where you go into the water. There's a beach in Virginia that's not that far from us either.
Which one? Colonial Beach?
Maybe. I think it might be Colonial Beach.
It's okay.
There's also Pony Island. My mom keeps saying she wants to go there.
Isn't that in Delaware, though?
No, it's here in Virginia.
There's one in Virginia as well?
Yeah, there's a whole island of just wild horses.
That's the Assateague, isn't it?
What is it?
It's Assateague.
Is that what it's called?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know the name of it.
That's where Rahelio and Christy went.
Oh, did they go?
Yeah, they said it was Delaware.
No, that's here.
No, yeah, there's one here in Virginia.
You have to, I think you pass Delaware or some shit like that.
And then you go back into Virginia?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, there's a lot of nice areas here, but we just don't go visit as locals.
What about you? You didn't give us an answer, I think.
What, to the state?
Yeah.
I would pick Nevada.
Nevada?
Yeah, I mean, Nevada was just good to me when I went.
Yeah.
Arizona's a good one, too. I feel like. that I might choose.
Arizona's a good
Arizona
one.
gets hot as a motherfucker in the summer.
I don't know. The
Bro,
realist-
I've seen crazy shit happen. You see motherfuckers' tires melt in the summer.
Sheesh. I was
Would you
thinking
rather live in Iowa or Kansas?
about Iowa or Kansas? Kansas, maybe.
Why?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about either.
I don't either, but for me, I feel like Kansas. But I hear about people like sports of Kansas, so
What do you think is in Kansas?
probably flatlands.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's absolutely what there
That's
is
not
in
too bad.
Kansas. I went through Kansas. I went and drove from like one side of Kansas to the other side of Kansas, and it took so fucking.
Oh yeah.
Just driving right through.
It took so long,
You're like mostly your whole time where you're like mostly there.
bro. Yeah, Kansas was so long. Like Texas was long too, but it was different because I had somebody else that was driving when I wasn't driving. When I, when I was tired, someone else would drive. But now, like in this drive, I was driving all by myself and shit.
How many hours did it take you to get out of like?
I
to go
don't
to
know.
Kansas?
It was like 8 hours to get out of fucking Kansas. It took forever.
From one side to another, too.
It was just nothing.
So if you ever want to drive to Colorado, that's what we have to go through too.
Shit.
Kansas. I mean, you could go. You don't have to go through Kansas specifically, but I could have gone back the way that I came, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna go like a different route,
He said, "Fuck that."
and I took the way to Kansas. But I definitely,
They regretted it.
I would go back again the
Yo,
first way that I
When
came.
we used to drive to Mexico, there would be like patches like that where you're just driving through like flat desert, and it's just you see nothing for fucking miles.
Yeah,
That shit
especially
makes you
if it's
feel
dark.
so small.
Especially when it's dark, that's just
Dude, oh yeah, dude, that just makes you feel so fucking small. When we were passing by there, we saw a tornado like in the distance.
Really?
And, bro, we were like, "Fuck that."
That's crazy.
Bro, that's terrifying because like if anything happens to you out there, you're fucked. You got no signal.
That's
out
what I'm
there.
saying, bro. That's how it was in Kansas.
It's terrifying, low key.
That's
So
what
it
we're
was
talking.
it's a
That's
little
what
scary.
we're talking about. Though, like, imagine if something else, like something happened.
I got no signal the whole time I was in that fucking state. I swear.
How the heck were you talking to us then?
Because I was already going in toward Missouri when I was on the phone with you.
No, you were in still Kansas for a while.
I was still in Kansas, but I was already like leaving Kansas.
I mean, if it's big, like the outside could still be like an hour, 2 hours away.
Bro, like I'm telling you, Kansas was long, and like for the majority of that drive, it was just like plain nothing, like just crops and fields and
That shit
silos.
makes you
And
feel so small.
it did, like, because you'd see that shit miles and miles and miles and miles
Yeah.
away. Like,
Virginia though too, the same thing though. If you try to go down, if you go into it, Virginia, you just if you go to the bottom peak of Virginia, that could probably take you maybe you can take shortcuts. Never mind. But like just for like the Devil's Bath, it's like 7 hours. If you go deeper to the peak, that could probably be like 9 hours right there, just in Virginia.
I'm telling you, dude. It's a long ass drive. Even West Virginia felt like a long ass drive, but I know it was just because I had just finished making a long ass drive, you know.
You're like, fuck, I'm just trying to get it over with.
I'm just trying to get home. I'm just trying to get to Virginia, you know what I'm saying? And I did. I got to Virginia, but it was like 12 at night when I got there, and I was like, when I like left, the GPS said I'd get there at like 6, and I got there at like 12. I was like, fuck. But you know, that includes like the stops that you make, like, you know, if you like go and eat somewhere.
That shit feels crazy. Like when you're driving back home from like a far away place, and then you finally get to like an area when you recognize, and you're like,
What's the farthest you've driven?
the longest I've driven so far is like 2 hour, like 3 hours, I think. When we were driving back from Myrtle.
The most I've driven was 12 hours.
12 hours.
Non-stop. Like, I guess I did. We did this stuff, but like we stopped to go to the bathroom, fill up gas, And that's it. We just continued.
Where the hell
Goes
did you
to
go?
Florida.
Florida.
Oh
Orlando.
shit! No, that's
No,
crazy.
it's a
And you did all the driving?
I mean, it's not
Oh,
that
what?
bad, to be honest.
It was more tiring going there than going back. I don't know why. Like going there, it feels like it takes longer than when you're going back.
It's because you don't know where you're going, bro. If you feel lost the whole time.
I mean, I just went on 99, not 95, the whole way.
Yeah, but even then, it's like it still feels longer. You're just going to like unknown territory.
And what was the longest?
It's a straight up, no, it's
state
just
you
straight up
felt?
straightaway.
Yeah,
What state do you think took the longest time to get out of?
Maybe Virginia or Florida.
like coming back out of it.
Yeah, like either of those two.
Oh, so you were in Florida for like a long ass time.
I mean, I don't know, like maybe like 4 hours.
Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a good amount.
Yeah.
I don't know, dog. Y'all need to make that. Y'all need to make that trip across the country for y'all to know what a long fucking time it
Wait,
feels
how
like.
much time did it take you to get over here and over there?
And when I went to California, it took me 3.5 days. Because me and that girl that I was with at the time, were driving, and you know, she would drive, and then I would drive, and then she would drive, and then once, if we were both tired, we'd just stop like at a gas station and sleep. And
Don't you feel weird sleeping like in just like a gas station now?
no,
Like you don't get scared of something, someone just right there staring at you like while you're sleeping.
I mean, I don't really think about it, you know. I'm just kind of like thinking about, fuck, I gotta go to sleep so that way I can wake up and get back to driving.
Just lock the doors. It's like,
So how much did you like? Well, how much did you give yourself to rest?
time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'd wake up and I'd start driving immediately. You
So
know,
just go to sleep, wake up.
I'd
whatever.
probably like sleep like maybe 4 to 6 hours,
Yeah.
and then I'd get to driving. Because like, I mean, I was just like, fuck, like that's how it was when I drove to Colorado by myself. Like, it was just a long ass fucking drive of just me, like,
How long did it take for you to get to Colorado?
shit, I don't know.
Well, how long did it take you to get back here? From Colorado.
I think it was like 14 hours.
Really?
Nah, that's bullshit.
That's yeah, I was about to say that's
No,
like
that
4
shit
to.
was like, it was like 21 hours.
That's more understandable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh. It's like a whole day, like in like a couple hours.
You know what's crazy with like when you drive like those long distances is you see the differences in like the people. Like different areas, like people are so different. Like
Oh,
people are
yeah.
so fucking different.
The
Like,
culture,
Yeah,
that's what
the-
it is. Like people are raised differently.
different
so-
areas, then you see the difference. Like a whole different type of people.
and the way they speak too.
Yeah, and the way they speak, they have different ways of speaking, like different accents sometimes even.
I'm not gonna lie, even Manassas have their own way to speak.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly. Even in like here, like 30 minutes difference. You can drive 30 minutes, and it's that big of a difference.
That's so weird. To think about that, to be honest.
It is.
Because like the same thing with like Spanish, English, every language. To be honest, it's not just some people the way they're like the way they're raised here, nor if their family comes from over here and they raise them. They're still like they're learning different. Like they're learning stuff there from this like location, but then stuff that their parents are teaching them. So then they mix it up even more, and it just creates new things.
Yeah.
The drive from here to Colorado is 23 hours and 48 minutes.
23 hours. Damn.
Yeah, it was a fucking long time, dude. But like, you're absolutely right with what you're saying, Bill. Like, every time I go to a new state, like it was like stepping into like a whole new world.
Right? Everyone's different.
Some places would be black, some places would be just straight white. Like,
It's crazy.
you know, like I go from like fucking Chicago where people are like got like dreads, and you know what I'm saying. Then you go like to fucking Iowa, and then you got truckers with the big bellies and the fucking Dickie jeans. you know, and then fuck, you get to Colorado. Like, it was so weird there because, like, you know, like, it was definitely what you would expect from Colorado to,
Yeah.
you know, like,
It really is, though.
when you would, like, first thing I did when I got to Colorado was get to 7-Eleven, and then it was like 3 in the morning, and I saw this white dude with, like, with just a mustache and, like a college football shirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yep, this is definitely Colorado right here.
Yeah, like the way you think Colorado would be is the way Colorado really is, honestly.
Yeah. It's so beautiful.
It is. I didn't really get to explore too much.
When you go to Colorado Springs, that shit is so fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I
Boulder,
went to
Colorado
Denver.
is beautiful. Like, all those places are
I
beautiful.
went to Denver, but Denver, we went like 2 hours away, or like maybe like 2 to 3 hours away. And it was like a hot spring inside the mountains.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was nice. But the thing is, it was kind of like a pool, but it was still like the water there was actually still like natural, like
Yeah.
the way the building was, everything like from like the hot spring.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah, it felt nice, especially because they had like a little slide that you go on the lazy river. You just go like not lazy river, but like you use one of those like floaters, I guess you could say. I don't know what they're
Yeah.
called.
Your
Did they-
tube.
Yeah, the tube. You just sit on it and just go down the slide. Chilling. It's pretty fun. It was pretty fun. But I guess my question would be then is, what do you guys see yourself doing? Like, what is your plan for your future?
To just keep grinding.
But for what?
You know what I'm saying? To just keep grinding to get where I need to get. You know what I'm saying?
Where are
Like,
you trying to get though?
start
I think that's the
myself a
question.
little, you know, a little something, and then, you know what I'm saying, get to where I need to get by just like ambitious
Where is
behavior.
that though?
You know what I'm saying? The hustle. You know what I'm saying? The grind.
No, I don't know
You're
what you're
avoiding the
saying.
question because you keep saying you're trying to get where you need to get. Where is that?
I'm not avoiding the question.
So
I'm
where is it you're
answering
trying to
it
get?
to the best of my ability.
So you don't know yet?
I answered it. I did know. You know, I told you I'm gonna get there by, you know. I
But
see
get
my-
where?
into my future.
What is that though?
What do you want your future
The future
to look
is
like?
going to be a future of
Well,
me.
not even your future. What do you want your life to look like?
Yeah, like
Just full of hustle, full of grind and ambition.
towards what?
Towards my goals, my career. You know.
Okay, no. Okay, so you want to hustle to your goal in career. So what is your goal or your career that you want to hustle to?
The career of helping people.
Helping people?
You know, helping people to get to the places where they need to get, because I feel like there's so much unfulfilled, you know, talent out there. I feel like, you know, there's just people out there waiting to like show something, you know, that they can like bring out into the world and have it made of use. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do. That's
Yeah.
exactly, I feel like, for what I think my purpose or my reason for here too is that what I want to do personally is I'm working, like what he said, hustling, working as to see it as, because what I want to do is help a lot of people as well. My goal is to help, what he said, pretty much inspire other people to open up or to have a better life or the life that they want to have. But everybody has the potential to do
But how
that.
are you gonna do that?
How am I gonna do that? Well, honestly, just be spread positivity and like just.
But
talk
what do
to
you-
people.
what would
Like,
inspire
like,
somebody?
what's the game plan? Like what are the steps that you would take?
First, I had to what I think is I would have to hustle because I want to have. I personally look.
He's like,
Look,
he's
look,
gonna
look,
start saying, you know what I'm saying?
But like, I'm gonna explain the reason where I want to go in life. Personally, me, I want to be able to have, I guess, financial freedom, and the way that I'm gonna get to that is, like he said, hustle, work, save. So when I do save, I can use that money to buy assets.
Oh yeah, that's what
To
it's
buy
about.
assets, so I can have those assets pay for my
yeah.
mortgages or my stuff for my cars, all that. So wait, when I have all that money, then I don't like I'm pretty much living the life that I want to live. I want to be able to, because I'm already like, I guess, a role model or whatever the people get.
Where are
up
you
to.
gonna draw the inspiration from?
I think a better
Social
question
media,
would
I
have
think,
been
yeah.
like, what are going to be like your immediate steps? Like, what would you do now to
Like,
work towards
right
that
now.
goal? Yeah, like what can you do now? And like, I guess within this week. Like what are
Find new ways to make money. That's what I like. Like this, if I had to do it this week would be me going to work because I had to go to work because that's my source of income right now.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
But during that, what I have a problem with is I get distracted easily as well. So I'm still trying to work on that myself. So where I don't get
What are the steps you were taking to work on that?
to get not get distracted.
Yeah.
Okay, the steps for me that I'm trying to do would be.
I feel like that you don't really have to take steps to not to get distracted. You just have to have like an
discipline.
actual
I'm trying
goal to
to-
focus on.
Yeah,
And it's like right now, I feel like it doesn't sound like you have a goal like to actually focus on, like, because you're saying like you want to get like find new ways to get money, but it's like find like one specific way and like work on that. Like
just that
like,
one.
yeah, just like focus on getting that one, like figuring that one
Okay,
out
because
first.
I have so many.
Yeah, because I know you do.
I have
know you
one
do.
where you could do with the laundromat. There's one where you can do real estate. There's stuff that you
Yeah,
can do
I
with
know.
vending machines.
So you have to like focus on one first, and then once you have that one, you can focus on the other ones afterwards. Once that one's already, once you have that one figured out, because the
And
hardest,
even when you start focusing on the other ones, you have to focus on one of the other ones.
work on the other, work on one at
Until,
a time.
you know.
You have to work on one at a time, basically.
Like
'Cause-
Will Smith said, it's about every brick that makes a difference or some shit like that.
yeah. Basically, you can't do like shit if you're trying to focus on a lot of things, on a lot of different things. So you kind of just have to pick one, whichever one you want to focus on right now,
Okay.
and just do that one as much until you feel like you're ready to take on another one. Because it is a lot of responsibility. Because
That's how you get somewhere.
think about it. If you're running a laundromat, you're doing real estate. You're doing your company. Selling stuff
Yeah.
too. That's a lot of responsibility and a lot of time that you that's going to take up a lot of time. So you can't do all of that, especially while you're still running your job. If eventually if you can make enough income from one of these, then you can quit your job, focus more on that, and then try to take on one of the other ones. You taking notes? True.
Yeah, of course I'm taking notes. These are advice that I get taken using my life. Every time I'm telling you, during work too, at the restaurant, I even ask random customers.
that's good.
I ask random customers, what like for me, like I always say, like I always ask, what is something that because I always tell them my age, I'm 21. What is something that you would give me advice for to like have a better life, or to like not have a better life, but to find ways of sources of income or other ways to invest or stuff that I like, or just anything that you might be able to give me. And then they end up telling me stuff where I could do, like for like some say real estate, some say just save up, and then others just give me advice of how of their businesses, and all that I try to take in and to learn and see what I can apply.
That's
that
good.
to
That's
to
good
my-
because you could always apply, like even if it's like something completely different, you could always find ways to apply it. The advice.
That's
at least.
why every time I try to tell people, when people tell you things, always try to listen to what they say, even if it's negativity. Even like if people are like, let's say if you're working at something and then people are telling you, look, you're doing this, blah blah blah, this sucks, blah blah, and they're telling you why it sucks. You could listen to what they're saying and then listen to don't overthink it where you're like doubting yourself now, but like take it at a grain of salt where you could maybe attach something else, like maybe this part I could probably work on this right here, and then there you go. It gave you a problem to solve. like for me, I always try to like, if I have a problem, I always try to find a solution. Not, oh, I have a problem now. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I always try to. There's every problem has a solution. I always try to look for
Yeah,
it.
you'd always work through it.
What about you?
Yeah, I was gonna say I never answered the question.
Yeah.
I have two, I guess, goals that I'm working towards. Kind of like the one that I want, and then I have like kind of like the fallback plan. You know, just in case the one doesn't work out. It's just like, I mean, you guys already know like the
Studio,
whole
the
label. You know, I'm trying to
yeah.
start up the record label. It's like, you know, I'm building my
What's
booth.
what is it? The label called?
68 Records.
There you go.
So
shout out.
I have one song out right now with Ego.
What is it? What is the slate?
Dangerous.
Yeah.
All right, Dangerous. You hear
Dangerous
that?
by
Yeah,
Ego and produced by Theory.
Yeah, y'all can go check it out
You already
on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever.
Some good shit.
You can support us in everywhere you can.
But,
We're always-
You want to
Yeah.
hear me drop bombs?
I've been working, you know, towards building that up. You know, the label. You know, I've been working on the booth so I can, you know, have people over recording and shit. And then I guess my backup plan, you know, is, you know, with my dad. I'm working with him to build up his company. You know, he does stonemasonry, you know, patios and, you know, just anything. It's hardscape, to be honest. So I kind of helping him. I'm kind of helping him with that, building that up. So that's kind of like my backup plan in case, you know, the label doesn't.
Hardscape? Is that the word? for it?
Hardscaping, yeah.
Hardscape. Okay.
It's like just anything to do with like rock.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know that's what it was actually called.
So yeah,
Oh.
that's what I'm working towards.
Okay.
That's good.
So what is? Because I already know what you're doing for your actual studio and everything. What are you doing? So just in case if that doesn't happen.
With my dad,
Yeah.
right now I'm working with him. Just honestly, just going to work with him right now.
Just helping them
But
out.
eventually, we're gonna, you know, he's trying to find more people to hire so we can just be eventually just, you know, supervising and shit. So we're not
Okay.
doing the hard work.
That's good.
Okay.
So that, you know, eventually I'd have to just help him with that, you know, help him get materials and shit. It'll be like, I'll still be working for him, but it'll just be lighter work eventually.
Okay. Okay.
So that'd be nice, you know. And then at that point, I could focus more on the label. Because I feel like it can always succeed. It's just, if it fails, you just got to keep working on it and just find a different way. So it's like that. I'm not worried about the label not succeeding. I'm just worried about it taking long to succeed.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you just keep working on it, it's gonna happen.
Always.
You just gotta keep improving your quality, and like especially when it comes to music and like art, like people are always gonna like your shit. So it's like you're always gonna find someone that likes it. Like you always find an audience. Like if you have good quality shit, you'll find an audience. That's all you need to succeed in music and
In
arts.
anything.
Even if it's
anything.
just 9
Yeah, just in
people,
anything, to be
make those
honest.
9 people happy, you know?
Yeah,
It could be like in video game streams, like all that. You know how like in Twitch, people have their own followers because people connect with those people.
yeah.
And
I mean,
eventually
I
you
mean,
find
there's
you find it.
like if you really take like a deep dive into like different genres, I like to explore different types of genres. You find some really weird genres, like some weird ass genres, like
I can't believe it.
some that sound like it's just straight up white noise. Like it just
I
sounds like
agree.
white noise, and you're just like, what the fuck is this? But they have a fuck ton of followers, and people like that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like you can find an audience. You just gotta put the work in.
Or just be patient, just work hard. Because a lot of people, I saw a video of someone saying that a lot of people have the ability to get to where they are, but when they're pushing it, they always turn back because it gets too hard. So like let's say the company fails, so now they start turning back around. They just stop doing what they
Yeah.
want to do. Like if that happened, like you said, the label, you can always continue to do again, start a new label or do whatever. And like eventually just keep, if you see that specific thing that you wanted to do and it fails the first time, that's gonna happen. That's always gonna happen. Maybe you get lucky and it happens the first time if you work skills, whatever. But eventually, if you believe that's what you want and believe that's what you want to get, you're gonna get it.
Yeah,
But like, once you quit, you quit. Like you're pretty much quitting on the dream that you want.
yeah. Like there's no chance.
There's no chance.
Chances
It goes to zero because at that point you don't believe it's gonna happen no more.
Yeah, it sounds. I think about this like a lot because people will say like it sounds corny. They say, "Oh, you just gotta believe in yourself," and it's like, it does sound corny because it's not just like part of it is believing in yourself, but it's like you gotta prove to yourself that you believe in yourself. If that makes sense. Whereas like, and then in order to prove that you believe in yourself, is like you gotta put in the work. Yep. Yeah, and take action. Because it's like you could say it's like, oh, I believe that I can make it. Because if they why aren't you putting in the work? Because I don't think it'll be worth it if I don't make it. Because you don't believe in yourself. So you got to put in the work. You gotta people are go ahead. I just feel like people are scared to take the risk.
Do you guys think that you would like yourselves if you guys weren't yourselves?
Dude, I find myself annoying. Straight up. I feel like I'd find myself annoying. I know I'm annoying sometimes.
I can see I'm annoying too. So
yeah, I definitely am.
I can be weird as well. So, but another thing is that
who is Ivancito?
Ivancito is a lot of things.
Describe Ivancito in a short paragraph.
He is healthy, wealthy.
Deeper than that. Deeper than that. Don't be so shallow about the answer. Who is Ivancito?
I mean that can't be answered in a short question. I feel like there's so many things that make you who you are. Like, are you?
I didn't tell him the amount. I didn't tell him the amount of things he had to say. I just said in a short paragraph, which could be.
What do you mean? Who is?
Well, I mean, yeah, it doesn't even have to be short. I mean, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but what do you mean? Okay, then who is ego? So I can get like an example of what you mean.
No, I mean, that's why I'm asking you. Though.
No, I'm asking you though.
I'll ask you. I'm asking the questions here.
You didn't even get to let me finish what I was gonna say earlier when he told him like continue.
What was it?
Well, to go back to what we were talking about was the way you're gonna get to wherever you're gonna get to is. Imagine the person that you want to be, or wherever you want to be. What do you think he's gonna take action of? Like, do you think, like, if you're laying down watching TV or on Netflix or YouTube or doing whatever you're doing, do you think the person that you envision that you want to be, do you think he's gonna be doing the same thing that you are doing at that time? No.
Of course.
You think so?
No, just
agreeing with you. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. That's all. My fault. But yeah, like that's pretty much like you gotta put like we're saying put the action in how you see yourself that you want to see yourself doing the action. I guess. Yeah. Because if you're not gonna see yourself doing that, then you're just gonna stay, I guess, on a lower frequency or lower. So
a weird way to think about it that I kind of think about it is like. The reality that you see in your mind and the reality that is like real life, you gotta kind of like find a way to like bring them together. It's like bring the real world to like the reality that you have in your mind. So it's like,
who is theory?
Who is theory? There's so much to unpack there.
Layer it out.
To be honest, I don't know. I've struggled with this question a lot. I feel like a lot of people struggle with this question. Like, who the fuck am I? For the longest time, I would think like it's like what would I do? To be honest, I
was asked that when I was like looking at like fucking like places to live over in Colorado, and it really made me think of a lot of things, and I was just like, damn. I'm like, who am I?
It really makes you think,
like for real, like who really am I though? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think.
And I just started to like think of like my life and like myself like from like a higher view, like, you know, like I was like
outside perspective.
Like I took myself out of my body and like I just like looked at my body and like my personality and like all the shit that's like in there, and you know what I'm saying? Like
it's crazy because I feel like most people identify with like what they do. Like that's what I used to think about. Like if you're like, depending what job you have, you know, like you're
police, you're police.
Like some people don't have like that thing, like, you know, like that strength to remain who they are, even throughout
Yeah.
like a job that, like you said, that they
But
may be working at.
yeah, that's
you
what I
know
was
I'm
saying. Is like I don't think that's actually like your identity. I feel like people choose to identify as that, but that's not your identity because, like, if you're a cop and you identify as a cop, but then you retire, and then people end up with identity crisis because they're like, oh, now what the fuck do I do with my life? Because you've been doing this one thing this whole life.
Absolutely, yeah, that's
and
right.
You, and you
That's
identify
true.
as that one thing, and you can't stop doing it because that's a part of who you are now. And then when you do stop, and it's like it becomes like this whole identity crisis because it's like you're losing a part of who you are.
If you didn't have the businesses, the girlfriend, the things that you have, you know what I'm saying?
Like if you're just on an island, by
Who would
yourself.
Ivancito? No, not even an island. Just living like a below average type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like who would Ivancito be? Like let's say like you're living like in your own little apartment by yourself. You would just have enough to like eat some ramen noodles and shit like that. Like who would Ivancito be at that time? Like
So generous, kind, trying to always look for the good and everything.
yeah.
Not letting anything bring me down, even if wherever I am. Because I try to enjoy.
I think that's
try-
more of your identity.
I always try to enjoy life to the fullest because we're in this beautiful world. Even
And you're in a situation like that. How would you enjoy your life to the fullest? For example, like what would you do? Where would you go? You know,
go
like
camping.
what would you
out
try
in
to-
nature.
yeah.
Like, I would go out in nature, go camping. Like I said, Earth gave us and provides us everything.
yeah.
So even if I don't have the stuff here materialized, I can always go out in nature and live the life there too, or just do whatever.
yeah.
It might not be
I feel-
easy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like
might
that's
not be
easier
easy.
said than
It's
done.
not, yeah, exactly. It might not be easy, but
Do you think you could actually go out there by yourself and just go and
yeah,
camp? and
I feel like I really could.
yeah,
Just, like hunting and shit.
Yeah, I really feel like I could.
yeah.
You gonna eat?
It's hard. Like I said,
I
it's
don't know.
easier said than done, but I feel like
I feel like if push came to shove, maybe. But
but even then,
Do you
said
think you'd get
minimum-
depressed?
I feel like everybody gets depressed at one point, but that's because
But do you think you would get depressed from the situation you're in?
no. But I feel like I'll get frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't get depressed, but I get frustrated because then there's gonna be
What would frustrate you?
if a lot of things go wrong, or if like it depends. Because if I'm like hungry, I could easily get frustrated because I'm hungry. And it's like it just depends on the scenario, I guess. But
or you would get depressed.
Yeah.
You tripping? I feel like you would get low-key a little depressed.
maybe I would get depressed if I'm by myself the whole time
Yeah.
because I'll probably feel lonely. But at that point, if that's the case, I would have to get used to being by myself where I don't get depressed. But it, like you said, over time, maybe like in a couple like longer years, you can't get depressed. But you can't really. I don't think us as humans or anything can live with just ourselves. We have to have like a company. It could be a dog or it
Yeah.
could be something like it has. We have to have like at least a company. with
we're
us.
definitely social animals.
Yeah. So I guess you're right. I guess I would get depressed over long term, but like in the beginning, I feel like I wouldn't.
I feel like you would.
Like I would just want to know, like, if you had, like, if you like lost everything tomorrow, like, if it would just be okay with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you'd be okay with just losing everything, like just being dumped out in the forest. I feel like you would get depressed a little bit.
Well, I mean, what's the scenario that I got dumped out?
That's what I mean. That's what we're talking about. Like you just went from one day to another. You
yeah.
just don't have anything.
Yeah, like you don't even have to be in a forest. Just lost everything.
So I feel like you'd be a little depressed. You can't just be like, oh,
You think you'd still have the same motivation?
But you can be upset. That's depressed. Is that being upset?
Do you think you'd still love yourself the same?
It wouldn't be like
Yeah.
long term depression. It'd be like a situational depression, but it's still depressed about it. You're not getting clinical depression or anything like that.
Some people can.
Yeah, if you let it, if you let it, but like, I feel like that's what I feel like we're trying to get to, and I feel like Yvonne's just trying to call it being upset. Like he's just giving it a different name, but like basically is like everyone's gonna be like a little upset. Like, of course, you just fucking lost everything, but
That's where you really have to ask yourself who you are, because you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
We have a version of ourselves that we think we know, but do we really know what we really are? You know, and what we're capable of, and
I mean,
you know
yeah,
what
I
I'm
guess you
saying?
never
Like,
know until you put yourself outside of your comfort zone. I honestly, like, I remember reading somewhere online. I think it was like a tweet or something. Someone said, "Your comfort zone is where your dreams go to die," and it's so true because like, if you can't step outside of your comfort zone, you never grow as a person.
Yeah.
And it's like
I
that.
agree.
I feel like that's such a big problem that today's generations deal with. Is this idea of not being able to step out of our comfort zone? Because I feel like obviously back then, like people had comfort zones too, but like they were more willing. I feel like to do wild shit. Like I feel like most people back then would not like if people from today were sent back in time to do like what Columbus did, like cross the ocean. Like most people, I feel like would not be capable. Of
what do
that.
you think you would be in society as in Columbus's times? Do you think you would have been somebody
Like-
important of that would have been
Nah.
traveling vast lands, or do you think you would have just been a regular person?
Most people were regular person. I feel like you had to
Like you
like,
think
you
you'd
had to
like just be
lucky
like
to
a baker?
Yeah, I'd probably just be like I'll probably just be doing the same shit, be a mason with my dad.
Like if you think
but
about
then,
that,
then again, like I said, you can always have that. People, there's always those people that have like that always think differently than everybody else, and I guess if you like,
the rare.
yeah, they're rare. Like if you really let the other people bring you down, then yeah, you're always gonna become one of those other people.
I mean, times were different back then.
But if you think about
There
it,
was
though,
other people. You never, we don't. They don't
Everybody
talk
right
about
now-
them. You really think they're gonna talk about them like in the story? Like
What
books
are you
and-
talking about?
like just people that think have like different like minds.
No, I mean that was
Conscious.
Columbus. That was Columbus because he's the one that thought the world was round. He was one of the people that thought different.
I don't think he thought the world was round.
Yeah, because he was trying to go around, come back to India. That's why he took this route because he was trying to go around.
But it wasn't because of that. It was because he wanted to go for spices.
Yeah, he wanted a
India.
shortcut to India because he thought this way would be quicker.
But people say you'll fall off the
Yeah,
earth.
Oh,
that's why
funny.
that's why he tried going around.
But he got lost though.
He did get lost, but that's besides the point. The point is that he thought differently than everyone else. Everyone thought the earth was flat at that
The thing
time.
I was thinking though is that everyone like now like feels like they need to be some huge like personality. But if you think about like what they would have been like back in those days,
I think it's because of the internet, to be honest.
you know what I'm saying? Like they like even like in the 90s, like if you were like a person that worked at Burger King, you know, you were a person that worked at Burger King, you know, like and you weren't like I want to be like
Yeah, I guess.
Daddy Yankee, but I work in a Burger King now, and then tomorrow if it doesn't work, you
Yeah,
know?
no, I think that's because of the internet, to be honest. A lot
I
of
guess.
people
Yeah, you're
see,
right about that.
see that and like they see the opportunity because the internet gives everyone a platform. So it's like you just have to present yourself and you can grow. Literally, just so many people grow on the internet just by posting like themselves. And they doesn't even have.
But a
to
lot
do
of
that
people
much.
do it, and then they don't even end up happy.
Yeah, I mean it depends.
Like imagine if you did all the things that you worked hard for, and then just to end up completely unhappy with what you end up choosing.
Because you know
You
why?
know what I'm saying?
I feel like what I think the reason why that is because I feel like when they do the social media or go on YouTube or be an entertainer, it changes them because then, like you said, it gives them that crisis, like who really am I? Because that's why people always say don't read the comments or anything like that, because there's always gonna be a lot of hate. A lot of people are gonna say things about you, and then you're gonna start being insecure about yourself, the things that you were never insecure about.
Yeah.
So then that's what gets you people depressed. But then like I feel like depression is like.
But even just aside from the video
Yeah, I
things,
was
like
gonna say,
people that happens with a lot of people in regular
Yeah, I was
careers.
gonna say I think a bigger thing is that so many people have this
So like you
idea.
talk about like rap and like soccer. Like,
Yeah, just like whenever you become successful.
But and I still feel like it's the same thing though as well.
It is. That's part of it. That's a big part of it. I'm not gonna. But I think another big part of it is people have this idea of what success feels like, and then once they reach it and they realize it's not the same, I feel like that
They forget
I
sometimes
guess-
that responsibility comes with
Yeah,
success.
I feel like that disparity between like what they imagined success would feel like and what it actually feels like is like they realize it's like, okay, this is not what I thought, like what I wanted. Like how you said, responsibility. Like you become, a YouTuber or whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna live this fabulous, I get to do whatever the fuck I want lifestyle. But then you realize it's like, oh no,
I actually can't do whatever the fuck
I have
I
to
want.
realize,
Yeah.
I have to make sure that my audience is happy because at the end of the day, they're the only reason I'm able to do whatever the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then you realize, you still got to be responsible and like you gotta wake up every day and put out videos. You can't just stop putting out videos because people will stop caring about you and you'll lose your audience and then you'll have to start from the beginning again and build everything back up. And it's like shit like that.
There's some people that come from different countries expecting a different life here, and then like they make a whole life here. They're totally unhappy with it, and they were like, "Damn, I kind of miss what I had back at home."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, like it's just wild how sometimes you'll like chase after a dream and it won't even be what you wanted.
But a lot of things is too is that a lot of people when they do go to the success, like when they do get successful and everything, they're so obsessed with the goal that they don't appreciate the journey to get to the goal.
Yeah.
So when they get to the goal like this quick, let's say, this is for an example. There could be other examples. Let's say if you're doing like stocks or crypto, a lot of people they want to get rich, and then next thing you know, they get lucky and they get like a crypto or a stock that took them to like millions or 100,000. Now they have the money, and some of them either they waste all the money because, like you said, they don't have the responsibility because they got it like this, or they get depressed or upset because they're successful, but now what do they do? Like what's the thing? Like what am I gonna do now?
That's
It's because
exactly
they didn't
what I was
get
gonna
the journey to go there. They didn't have the journey or the problems, the failures, everything to get to that goal.
And I'll tell you
too, but sorry.
go ahead.
But kind of what you said, but kind of not, because like I feel like even people that do have the journey, it's still like once you get there, people still have that like that crisis of like, okay, what do I do next? So I feel like it's also that. It's, once you have to have like a game plan of like, once you do succeed, like what do
Think
you?
of
Where
the
do you go from
Minecraft
there?
creator.
Think about like where you go from there.
You know the Minecraft creator?
Uh-huh.
How he fucking became rich as fuck, and then now he ended up selling Minecraft.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lost, like, they don't even bring him up in the Minecraft thing. Like, they did this whole Minecraft convention and they didn't even bring him up in it.
Yeah. That's fucked.
And yeah, like he ended up becoming like super rich and shit like that, and didn't know what to do after with his life.
You gotta have a game plan after. Like Yvonne said, like if your goal is to get rich, like as a trader, as crypto trader, investor, you have to have a plan towards like, okay, once I get rich, what am I gonna do with the money?
You can't even live, like, sometimes you could get so rich and you can't even like live a normal life when you are rich. Like, people don't realize that.
Yeah,
Because
no,
you
your
get
life
so
changes.
you get so known by everybody. Because
Yeah.
people, if you're rich, like
Yeah,
you said,
people notice successful people. So it's like you become rich, like you get noticed, like you
You
said.
can't go on regular dates without thinking like this bitch is like here trying to like
you
take
can.
my
But,
money.
yeah,
You
you
can.
can,
You
'cause
can
at
because
the
they
end
don't
of the
need
day-
to know.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that depends on how much you flaunt it.
Yeah.
But people are still gonna know that you're rich because.
But you're always gonna have that in the back of your
government's on you.
mind.
The government knows.
Yeah, the government knows. What?
You're always gonna have it in the back of your mind, though. You know.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
But that's why you always got, like, if that's the case, you always. That's why if you have someone with you, whether you're going to the journey, at least you know that person right there was there with
For the whole journey.
for the whole journey. But if you're single and you get to that point, then yeah, it will be a little bit harder to find someone that you could actually connect with and be like yourself, not them knowing that you have the money and like they're there for the money,
Yeah.
which is still hard because just.
So who is Theory?
Who is Theory? I don't know. Like I said, I used to think it was like what you identify with what you do. So I used to think it was like I'm a musician, right? But I don't know. I don't know. I think it's some. I think it's a little deeper than that. Because like, what if I took I took a break from music for a bit. So
I
like
took a break from your dad's construction thing
Yeah.
for a bit too.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like, so what happens if I'm not doing music? All of a sudden, it's like if I'm a musician, what if I'm not doing music at the time? Like, do I just not exist? No, obviously not. So it's like, who am I? I don't know. So that's a deep question. There's so much to unpack. I feel like we could do a whole episode.
Like if
on
you
that.
strip yourself naked from all the things that you have, and you just have you there,
I'm just a guy trying to survive.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess that's who Theory is, and I'm just a guy trying to get by.
but you know, like I was like actually even looking at a video of that before we came in, where it's like we have to get out of like the cycle of surviving and get into the cycle of creating. You know, if we
Yeah.
We have the knowledge to be able to create a lot of new things.
it's not even that to create new things in this world. We have to create new things for ourselves, about ourselves. And you know, maybe like we have like sometimes we have like things in our brain that we don't like take care of anymore like we did when we were younger. So now we're just kind of like
Yeah.
into this adult mode like that just kind of like has us fucked up, not remembering like what good is sometimes, you know?
I feel like a lot of it is like not having hope for the future. It's
Yeah.
like really like believing that you can have like, because when you're a little kid, you like think about the future like, damn, I'm gonna be a grown up and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. As a adult, I'm gonna have money. You think you're gonna have some great future. And it's like everyone's telling you that shit as a kid.
Especially when
And
you're
then
like
as a-
drinking, like especially if you're going like, oh yeah, I can't wait to turn 18. Then I'm gonna be
Yeah.
an adult.
I can't wait till I'm 21 and I can start drinking.
And then once you turn there, it's like, oh wow, I can start drinking now.
Yeah, and you're like, you don't even like. For me, at least, I'm just like, I don't even drink that much anymore. It's like it's not even that exciting to me. I'm
The
just
reason
like,
why I was
yeah.
excited is because I was able to go to the casinos,
yeah.
and I was excited too. I was like, all right, let's go.
But even then, it's like we don't even be going to the casinos like that. It's
Yeah,
like
that is true.
it's just the excitement of getting there. Once you get there, you're just like, now what? Come back to
Yeah.
what we were saying. To be honest, as kids, it's the same idea.
But as kids, that's why we should have like if we had like stronger support systems. I feel maybe we'd be like a little bit more like in the direction where we needed to be.
Well,
You know, like
I mean, yeah, I feel like we can't blame our parents because they tried to grow too. Like they were growing as well.
yeah.
So all we could do is take what we've learned.
I mean, you have to blame them in certain aspects. So like you know, like we can't. Like I understand that like they can't be blamed for everything for sure.
yeah,
Like, but like they can be blamed for certain things too. I feel.
yeah. No,
you know,
I mean
like,
it depends. Like yeah, it depends. Like what like each situation is different.
you know, sometimes you gotta.
But you know, like as far
But then
as,
again, like when it comes to the hobbies and shit like that, like when you're like an antisocial kid, you know, a lot of the times it's gonna be hard for you to like, you know, figure out what the hell you really want to do. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because like you kind of like didn't really have, like I'm not saying you like, but I'm just saying like in general,
Yeah.
like you just like don't have like people that push you or like that were like,
Yeah, no,
oh,
I
you know
feel-
what,
yeah.
like you're doing a great job.
Nah, I feel
like,
Yeah, no, it's
I
a
felt that
culture,
myself,
though.
to be honest, and I learned that you kind of have to support yourself sometimes.
yeah.
You kind of just have to be like, I can't rely.
But
on
like,
anyone.
imagine if you did have that help. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
bro, I would
Like,
have been. I feel like I would have been further along. To
The
be
only
honest,
person I can say that actually really supported me like that would be my mom.
Yeah.
No.
your dad supported you with soccer. I feel
No, he
like
didn't.
with soccer,
No, he didn't.
nah.
He'll talk good about me, but he wouldn't go to my games like that. He wouldn't do like that. But the only person that would go to my games would be my mom. There would be times where he'll be able to pass by, like where because I'm playing Long Park. There's like the street up there. He'll park for like a couple of seconds, watch me, and then head out.
Wow.
Yeah.
But like that's all he pretty much did. But my mom was the one that always took me there, always took me to the games, even if it was further away. So
That's funny because I was actually having this conversation with my mom the other day, where I was telling them like, it sucks that I feel like I didn't have any support like with music, like doing everything I've done with music, like, and I haven't done much with it, but I've just like learned a lot. I feel
Mhm.
like, and it just sucks that I feel like like I was telling my mom, I was like, it kind of sucks that y'all don't know how much I learned. Because I sucked when I started music. I didn't know jack shit.
At what age did you want to start doing music?
I started doing like high school.
Yeah.
It was like a few like.
And did you let a lot of people know that that's what you wanted?
Most people didn't know, to be honest. Like most people still don't know like the music that I make. Like I'm so private about that shit.
Then you can't get support if you're not telling people, you know?
Yeah, I know. But at the same time, it's like I don't want to share with with a lot of people. It's like there's only like a handful of people that I'm like willing to share with. And it's like I was willing to share with my parents, but like my parents never really cared. And low-key, I was telling my parents about that, like, or my mom. I was like, that kind of sucked. But at the same time, it doesn't matter now because they realize, like, because they listen to the podcast now, like, they've been more supportive about it now, so I appreciate it for sure.
Well, now that we grow, the support that we need is no longer from our parents anymore.
Yeah, but it still helps.
Good. It's good. It feels nice to have the approval.
It still helps.
But if we didn't have the approval, we'd still have to make it work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I feel like as an adult, it's easier to just be like, all right, I got myself. I don't need anyone else. Like if I don't
because
got
your
support,
approval is going to have to come
shit.
from your public, from the world around you, from you know what I'm saying.
But even then, like you got to be ready to like have no approval from anyone, like and even have some disapproval. Like you got to be ready to have disapproval.
Absolutely, but it's all going to come from the public.
Yeah, like
what I found out too is that when people tell you, "Oh, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that," it's not them not caring about you. It's just them scared or worried.
It's doubt. It's them having doubt.
But it's because they're worried or they care about you. Like they want to be more for you to be more secure or have a plan. So, like you said, they have doubt or they're scared that you won't do anything.
Yeah.
But it's not that they don't care. That's the thing that they do care, but they just
they're
worried about you.
But part of it is that they don't believe in you too.
Yeah,
that Loki is the part that sucks.
But that's what I've read though. Like I read that you're the best. The support is not going to be from your friends, and it's not going to be from your parents or even your siblings. It's going to be from your public, from the fans that you make, from the people that you meet. You know
your biggest fans are always going to be a complete stranger.
Your city, pretty much. What I've heard too is that the best way to evolve, or not evolve, or grow, or to meet new people, or just to get wherever you want, is to always leave your community, leave wherever you're from, and go to a new spot. Because, like you said, there's always going to be more supporters or new people that you don't know that might like.
Okay, let's say you move to a different place all by yourself. What are you going to do? Let's say you're like, you know what, I want to move to Washington tomorrow, and I'm going now. Like, what are you gonna do with, like, let's say you just have $1,000 on you, aside, like, you paid for the ticket, you know, but now you have $1,000 on you.
You got 2 minutes to answer.
2 minutes, Sam. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean it's about a cut. Like, that has got. 2
minutes. Go ahead. 2 minutes.
What it's called? I would take my camera, so I could take pictures, take some of my fishing rods, because that's another thing that I would want to do over there. I'll try to use that money so I can like get like hotels, so I can have those for when I can like stay for nights, and then I'll try to look for a thing where I can meet new people. Try to look for like jobs or find ways where I can do what I want to do at least, and that what I would want to do is at that point, if that's the case, will be more photography, or because there's not going to be no real estate or anything like that there. So at least not that I know of. And then like fishing stuff, because I would always want to go fishing, salmon and all that. So it'll be nice to get to know people that do all that kind of stuff, so I can do that with them too. And I don't have worries about meeting new people, because I feel like I get always meet new people.
Ivan's good at that. Ivan would be a good couch surfer.
Damn, but that was a good answer.
That was the end of the podcast, right?
But yeah, that was an hour.
Really?
We've been talking for an hour already.
Oh shit!
So that was a good episode. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I like that episode, but got 30 seconds to close. So thank you guys for listening. Tune back in next week.
Hell yeah.
And we're gonna have to upgrade equipment or something so we can do longer than an hour recordings. But
This is
that'll
Ego.
be for another time.
There's a
Peace out.
Peace.
Theory.